Uh, yo, my brother Short, what's good?
Joe, what
Too
up, man? What
Short?
up, Joe? I'm pushing up to the studio, man. I'm about like 5 minutes away. I'm gonna be riding for about 5 minutes, but we good.
All right, so you good while you riding? We this ain't we're not
Nah,
causing no accidents or nothing, huh?
I'm old school, man. I'm back when they had car phones and all that stuff.
You back with driving with the phone on the kneecap and one on the like.
Hey,
Nah, I
I
do
got
it too.
I got one hand free and one hand holding the phone, and my knee
Yo,
on the wheel.
Short, let me tell you, it's an honor to have you on here. Shout out
Okay.
Delicious. What's up, mama? It's an honor to have you on here, man. Uh, you're a living legend. Rarely do I get to interview somebody who was in the game before me. What year you first started putting out your music?
I was in the streets of Oakland, real popular in like 1982, 83, 84. I dropped my first album in 85. I signed to Jive Records in 1988, and it's been, Short Dog ever since.
God damn, yo, you've been out there since '82. You look great. Uh,
Yeah.
are you married, Too Short?
I am not married, but I just recently, 2 years ago, had my first child at the age of 52. So I'm a young father of a
Yeah,
toddler.
because I've seen you before, and you always have a hot chick on your arm. But back in the day, let's just say back in the day,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I'm thinking about it. I'm like, yo, I never even heard, and I'm not getting messy on here. I'm just saying I'm living vicariously through you.
Yeah, you're supposed to have a certain, young wild life. I stayed young and wild all the way to my young 50s, man. My daughter, really, I got a little girl, man. After all these years of being the ice cold short dog, the player, the game gave me a little girl, man. And
That's
it,
fucking crazy, ain't it?
and I'm gonna tell you, man, it does change you, man. I can't front, man. Like every father I know been telling me this for years, and now I'm like living proof. Like that little girl can change you for real.
Yeah, my daughter too. My daughter's executive producer of the show. She like, they got me fucked up, Short. Like, I mean, wait till she get 14. Like yesterday, I got out the car. Her and her mother got out, and I seen how tall she was, and the shit just I got double the trouble, bro. I don't
My
have
man,
like,
my man Scarface got a 7 year old, an 8 year old, something like that. He like you have no idea what's ahead, bro.
nah, it's crazy. I mean, it's the most beautiful shit for me. You know, when my daughter was born, uh, I swear she looked right at me, like when the doctor showed us her. And that night I couldn't even sleep. I walked around the neighborhood till the sun came up, and I just kept seeing her face, seeing her face. And the other day I looked at her and I said to myself, am I really happy about how my daughter's growing up and everything? And yo, the answer is yes, man. I'm
Hmm.
really proud of my daughter.
For
I'm
sure.
happy that I have a daughter. She's a boss, so she runs me.
That's what they
No,
say.
I'm telling
They
you.
say the daughters. They say that, man.
No, I'm telling you, she's my boss. Like she calls the show. She be doing stuff like,
Yeah.
nah, Dad, that's that. Like, stop. Like, I be like, what? Like, who are you talking to? Like,
But that's the one you let do that, man. So hey, I'm looking forward to it, bro. I'm telling you, like I've been hardcore all these years, man. I've been hard, man, trying to run away from love and trying not to have a bunch of babies while I'm out there on the road touring, and now's the time. And I
yeah,
feel
we gotta commend you with that because everybody we know, every rapper come out with us got 16 kids.
a lot of baby mamas, man. They got a lot of baby mamas. I'm
A
not
lot of
really,
baby mamas and a lot of monthly bills.
yeah, I kind of, I wish I would have had kids earlier, but at the same time, I seen all that baby mama drama, and I'm not putting that on the women. I seen all that deadbeat daddy stuff. I seen all that the relationships break down, and then you got two sides of the story. I seen the court battles. I really wanted to just enjoy my career, have a good time, man, and not really bring that burden on myself or anybody else, because I knew 10, 15, 20 years ago I wasn't gonna be a good husband or a father. You know what I mean? So I took my time and did it my way. You know.
That's a fact. And but now it's actually my experience for having kids when I'm older. So my daughter's my last kid. That I get to appreciate it and enjoy it more. You know, when I was younger, I had two sons, and it was like smack them in the back of the head, keep it moving, you good. Like, and then when you older, you get to truly appreciate. You even appreciate women more. Because when you're
Mm-hmm.
younger, you just having babies, you don't know no better. But when you're older, you're like, God damn, she had to go through all that to have this kid,
You
and
appreciate the gift that was given to you through a
that's a
woman.
super fact.
Through a woman, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, that's a super fact. And so short, man. Uh, I want to get into, you're the only guy who probably collaborated with Jay-Z a couple of times. What you went? 2 times?
Me and Jay we got about 3 songs together. We got a week ago. We got Real Niggas Do Real Things, and then we got one he did on one of my projects. It was me, him, produced by Jermaine Dupri. We got a
Yo,
few, man. I got about 3 with Biggie too.
you got 3 with Biggie. I know you on Life After Death.
I'm on 2 big albums, and somebody slipped a Biggie song on me the other day. I forgot about. It was me, Big, and Luke. I'm like, oh man, come on now. So yeah, I did things that other guys didn't do, man. I did a lot.
Nah, that's not even normal. Like, having 3 songs with Jay, 3 songs with Big.
And
Uh
bigger than
what
that though, man, they called me, man. Jay called me and said, man, I need you to come to the studio and do this. It was just a week ago. When we did the first song, me and Jay-Z, it was Real Niggas. He really had made that song for Scarface. And he had a version where he said, something about me and Scarface or something, something. And when I don't know why Face didn't do the song, but when I did my part, he changed that to me and Short. So, that was opportunities knocking, man. And then Big requested me to be on The World Is Filled with Pimps and Hoes. And
woo!
I got the call from Puff Daddy. He said, hey man, Big wants you to get on the song. I'm like, I jumped on the airplane and flew to I swear when we was doing The World Is Filled, I feel like, man, either you was at Daddy's house or we came across you that day. Something like we was
Yeah,
Puff.
but I was at Daddy's house a lot, and me and Big was working on an album together,
Mm-hmm.
right? But this more about Too Short. But we had recorded records together. We worked on an album together. Um, but so Big, you did that, and then here you are, you from the PAC hood.
Mm-hmm.
What was like? What was like? Cause Too Short, I know you knew Pop. Like,
Yeah.
what was Pop like, man?
Well, you talk to a lot of people, from the Bay, from the West Coast, and people that was really close in Pac's life, and you heard all the stories, but it's a little different with me, man. I'm literally Tupac's big homie. I'm E40's big homie. Like I'm older than them dudes. I got in the game before them dudes. I made it big before them dudes. So I was looking back at some old footage of one of my concerts that got filmed, and that night, Shock G from Digital Underground, he was doing me a favor and playing the behind the scenes host of my DVD I was making at the time. And Shock was going around interviewing people in the party. And I look back at it years later, and Tupac was just like this little homie behind Shock G. Like he wasn't even out in the front yet. He was just like the little homie. And I'm like, damn, Tupac was around us way back then. So it's always been close. It's just the dynamic of our relationship. We did a couple songs together. The dynamic of our relationship. I was the big homie Short Dog, and Tupac was he was the new young hog. Richie Rich, who is my homie. Me and Richie Rich been rolling since we was youngsters. Richie Rich had Tupac under the wing and was, giving Tupac that real Oakland experience. Really like, if you go back and look at Tupac's first video when my homies called, they're riding around in Richie Rich's car. You know what I'm saying? That's his guy. Rich had all the good weed. He was the man. So, even ask Richie Rich. Too Short's the big homie. I'm the big homie all the way, man.
Now you always the big homie, man. You always the big homie, man. You been out there before us, man. I remember when I was in the streets hustling, I used to see Too Short, you know what I'm saying, tapes and just hear these stories, man, and then you started the independent game before everybody else.
Oh yeah, man. It wasn't even like starting something. It was just you had no other option. So I got this music. It's sounding good. I'm around some people that know how to do this, how to be an independent label, and I joined up. I learned the game, and I did it on my own. So that's how I go.
Yeah, man. And
Pioneers, man, pioneers. Hey Joe, I remember you pulled up on me in New York, and you was like, "Hey, Short, when you pull up to New York, man, when you come to New York, look me up, man. We run this motherfucker. We got this. We got you." And I just remember seeing you around and just knowing like that crew and just hearing about that crew. I was like, man, I am not calling Joe when I get to New York. That nigga's gonna have me in the Bronx wilding out.
I had Scarface, man, in the Bronx, and there was this fucking there was this strip club. It was called Mr. Wedge. It was the bottom of the barrel. Like, the bottom of, when you make a girl dance for 10 hours for $1. And I remember I took him in there. I took him to my projects, and he was like, "Yo, y'all live like this? Like everybody on top of each other?" And I was like,
yeah.
And I never forget that, man, Face. And the way I was like, hip hop is universal to me. Hip hop is our culture, is our religion. And we protect that. And so if somebody came from the West Coast, I would show them love. I would support them. I would make sure they beyond safe, because it's just, we got to protect everybody in hip hop.
Yeah,
and
man.
So, and that's how I felt with you, with everybody. I would make sure everybody was straight, because I would want to be in your hood and people know, yo, Joe good, Joe cool was Too Short.
And that's how dudes like us, a lot of rappers and people in the industry, around the industry, think that they know a lot of our secrets about this longevity. But longevity is a recipe with a lot of ingredients, man. It's not. It has in a lot of ways, it has nothing to do with the records you make or even the crew you run with or where you from. It has to do with you, the individual, as a man, getting out there in the world and making the right connections, the right friendships and stuff. And when I move around, man, I never had to move around when I got to Detroit or Chicago. I never had to go and like try to be safe or anything. I just called the bosses. I called the big guys. I'm like, where we at? Pull up. Man, I'm over here. Blah, blah, blah. And we moving around through the city anywhere we want to go. Want to go to the soul food joint in the hood? You want to pull up to the homeboy over here and buy a little bag of weed? Whatever you want. You good out here. And you with the right people. So that is a formula that has a lot to do with a rapper like me and you, bust rhymes, E40 cats that don't go away. It has a lot to do with how we survive this game is how you navigate through real motherfuckers.
Shout out, you said 40. We're gonna get to that. 40's my brother, and where me and 40 became tight, the OG Muggs, Inglewood
that's my
family.
guy. That's my guy.
So shout out to my brother Muggs. We done been in Inglewood with Muggs in the middle of the hood. and that's what we mean by we got family everywhere we go. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we connect. So you and 40, you the big homie. You and 40 that made albums together, right? Collaboration albums.
Yeah, we did a double album about 8 years ago. We did a lot of songs, man. I don't even know how many. We got dozens of songs together, dozens of collabos together.
And so now we got a versus with you two. This I'll admit, this is a true, because they be running that bullshit about this is a celebration of music, but it's a battle. But this was the celebration of music. You know, it's straight Bay Area. It's two living legends that have hit records in every decade.
Yeah,
You guys got hits in every fucking decade, and your friends and brothers.
no doubt.
What's that like? This is a celebration.
I mean, to give you like, I know but I'm saying it's the same thing as if you in the studio time and time again, you getting on these records, you and Pun collabing, and this motherfucker Pun is a savage on the mic.
Mm.
So every time you like, we doing another one, you thinking in your mind, you like, God damn, I gotta like you gotta bring your A game. And that's
Yeah.
how I am with 40. Like he brings out the best in me. And at the same time, you sitting there, we about to put a verse on the same song. Like this nigga is gonna try to outdo me. Like you know what I'm saying? Like he's about to slap me all around. And you just gotta come with it. So it goes even deeper that with me and 40. We go to the point where we work on albums like separately. Like he's working on an album and his shit's about to drop. And he hit me on the phone. He's like, man, you want to hear this shit? And he started playing it for me. And it's like, bam, bam, bam. And at the same time, I'm in the studio working on some new shit. And I'm like, I call my people like, bro, we got to go back and like
Oh
touch
no,
these
we gotta
songs up.
step this shit up.
Yeah, so that kept me going, man. I hit him back about 3 months later and say, ooh, that new album you got is dope, bro. But check this out. You know what I'm saying? And that's how we
Yeah,
get down,
man.
man. I call 40 early in the morning and go, with the day his album come out and go, man, if you don't drop such and such song as a single, you crazy.
Yeah, that's
That's
true
how we get
love,
down.
man. That's true love and loyalty. You know, that's true love and loyalty. You
Yeah.
know, so you being in the game since '82, like, who are some of the guys that influenced you back then?
Rapper wise, I'm gonna tell you where I got my Too Short from. Spoonie G. I got
Wow.
the playerism. Because Spoonie G always had the ladies, you know what I'm saying? In his rhymes, he always rapped about his player escapades. And just the Spoonie G had that flow. Remember that just effortless flow? It wasn't really, he didn't have to try. He wasn't he wasn't doing that. He
He was
just
just smooth.
so then you got super rhymes, Jimmy Spicer.
Oh,
It, you know what I'm saying?
super rhymes.
Super rhymes, he didn't give a fuck about the hook. He just started rapping and never stopped.
Yo,
So I'm like,
yeah, those are some names right there.
and then you got, of course, Melly Mel with the message that changed the whole fabric of how I rap, what I rap about. The message was the first time I saw the light as a songwriter, and I knew what I should be writing. I should now, when I heard the message, I instantly, the first time I heard it, not after multiple listenings, the first time I heard it, I said, "Oh shit, I got to tell the story of Oakland." Because that broken glass everywhere.
Everywhere. People,
As soon as he said that,
they just don't care.
I'm in Times Square. I'm picturing New York. I see the broken glass. I see the grimy New York of that 80s, early 80s New York where they said, you better not have a $2 bill sticking out your pocket walking down the street.
Yo,
You
let
know
me
what I'm
tell
saying?
you, Melly Mel, to me, in that era, was the best rapper. In that era, I know I'm gonna say what's up to Grandmaster Caz, because he's a lot of people's favorite from the Cold Crush. How was you guys getting the music over there? Like, cause you talking about real nigga shit, Spoonie
Okay.
G,
Okay,
Super
so
Run, like that. They wasn't like on the radio.
I'm in Oakland, California. Now, Oakland is in the San Francisco Bay Area. Oakland is a little city of only like under 500,000 population, but the Bay Area is millions. The Bay Area might be 7 million or something. So it's a big area. And we've always been on the top of the list, you know, top 5, top 7 of consumers of everything in America, hip hop included.
Always.
So the Bay Area is a big market for anybody. And early hip hop, those early labels, they came to the Bay, and they made sure those records were there. And it was people like me. And you go back to all the old school hip hop heads from the Bay. I was in that record store every Tuesday buying whatever came out. I'm gonna tell you, you remember Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde, R.I.P. Andre Harrell, and they had the Genius rap. They did their version of Genius of Love.
They sent
Genius,
Khaled. I'm in Khaled's house. They just sent Khaled this Andre Harrell shirt.
man, that's one of my heroes right there, man. My
And
hip hop heroes.
go
He
ahead,
gave me
keep it. Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde.
so they dropped Genius rap. I'm in the record store on Tuesday. Now Genius rap is a flip it's a remake of Genius of Love, Tom Tom Club. And also, Grandmaster Flash had a version. It's nasty. You know what I'm saying? So that beat was popular, but when Genius of Love came out,
the Black Master happy birthday.
but I know I'm talking about that sample though. Everybody who sampled Genius of Love, Tom Tom Club, that was going around back then. There was a lot of versions. Even Steve, what's the name of the comedian did the Ronald Reagan version. That beat was popular, but the Genius rap, Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde was the best instrumental. The day that record came out in Oakland, I was in the record store. It's probably 1982. I bought that record, and me and my rap partner Freddie B, we flipped it over to the B side, and we made a homemade tape on the B side. When we put that out, we got our version on the streets before the Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde version got out. Like,
so you was original bootleggers. Like, yeah.
I was jacking B sides, man, and selling tapes in the street to like my clientele was all the D boys, all the dope dealers, and I'm just saying, bro, that's what we did. Like even like songs like Planet Rock, man. As soon as that motherfucker hit the street, we was on it. So I'm young hip hop, man. Early '80s, all that, like you was just humming that Grandmaster Flash tune. When Freedom came out, Grandmaster Flash, we was on it, man. Everything. When the sequence came out, we was on it. Davey DMX on it. Everything.
Davey DMX, that shit.
You are the best. Man.
You are the best. Cut this beat because it is so fresh.
I was there, bro. The only thing we missed on the West Coast, we missed that Bronx, that Busy Bee, that Grandmaster Caz, everything that happened before Rappers Delight, before Sugar Hill, before Curtis Blow.
So you missed the version records before they was vinyl.
And we got
Busy Bee. It was the Kumo D Busy Bee battle, the Cold Crush.
But let me tell you another version. But y'all gave us a cold gem. You gave us Wild Style the movie. Wild Style the movie played in one theater in Oakland. It was off of Park Avenue or something. One theater. They only had one screen. And somebody told me, they was like, man, they got a movie about rap. We went there and saw Wild Style. Like, I mean, I felt like I experienced the 70s hip hop in New York through that movie. I got a little taste.
Now, Wild Style, Beat Street, Wild Style. They made Beat Street in my neighborhood. And Wild Style, too.
But Wild Style is special. Wild Style is special.
Wild Style was special.
It's special, yeah.
You making me want to go see that shit tonight. like, man, I gotta go check that shit out. That shit was like, and with me, I grew up there, like at there.
You from the soil. That's what we say. You from the soil.
I'm from the soil for real. So what I was telling some people earlier that was asking me, I'm like, look, you could be from the west side, the north side, you could be from here, you could here. I was born in the Mecca. So meaning like when you Muslim, they go to Saudi Arabia and walk around that thing. Fortunately for me, I was born, Melly Mel and Grandmaster Flash, they used to play pickup basketball games in the park in front of me. Ruby D, first Latino rapper, used to play softball in front of me. I knew Mr. Ness when I was a kid, 5 years old. Little Rodney C, Shy Rock, just that. All that was in my hood, though.
I love that Funky 4+1, man. I love that.
Ooh, Funky 4+1 more. And it was like, and when I met Shy Rock, I met her a few years ago. They had what you call that shit VH1 was doing, the hip hop honors.
Yeah.
And they honored her. So Shy Rock moved out of New York, right? When she moved out. She quit rap, she went. But when I met her at this hotel, and I just was like, my body got numb. I caught goosebumps. I just was like, because her voice, at that time it wasn't videos. So her voice was so amazing. And to love her, growing up loving hip hop so much, when I finally met her, I had no choice but to be like I couldn't handle it. Like it was,
I still listen.
So
I played that very recently. Very recently, I was listening to that rocking and rapping, whatever it is. I was bumping that very recently. But also, man, I mean, just I know the stories, man. Like Angie B. Like Angie B comes out as what's her R&B name?
Yeah, she's a singer, but she was the original first. According to people, she's the first female rapper.
Damn, that's a hell of a what's her R&B name? I'm always Angie B. What's her
No, it
uh
is Angie B.
Angie Stone, Angie Stone, Angie Stone.
Angie Stone. But
So
let
a
me
lot of
tell you
people,
something.
that's a dope
Angie
career though.
Stone is allegedly, because I know somebody could always sound the first. Her and Lisa Lee and Debbie Depp. She's one of the first.
Yeah, no doubt.
Ever. Like she's first. Let's just give her first 3 to 5 female rappers that
Yeah.
was hot was Angie Stone, and she was Angie B.
Yep. So I'm there on hip hop, man, on the young days, and I think you know where my career evolved to, it I always respected, like you said, the different regions and whatnot. I was tapped into Jay Prince, when the Ghetto Boys was a local group just trying to break out. We was tapped in. You know what I'm saying? I was tapped in with Luke when he was super independent down in Miami. He had the club, the PAC Jam, and he had the warehouse with shipping out 2 Live Crew records. Man, I've been right there just with the movements for real.
Yeah, I want to say happy birthday to Uncle Luke. Not yet, but it's coming up real soon. He's turning 60 years old.
Yeah, I know. I
And,
got the message. You without guys like Luke, we missing a lot. Like a lot doesn't happen without a guy like that.
Luke was pressing up his own records.
And that warehouse and he had a nightclub attached to it. I remember.
In 5th Street.
He had a teen club attached to that thing.
Yo, that shit crazy, right?
Like you talk to people like Michelle Pooh, she like we was little kids at the PAC Jam. They was in there jamming. They grew up on that Luke.
Yo, let me tell you something. That boy Luke, he really was a big deal, man. And he still is. Uh, he paid the way for a lot of people, Luke.
I went to do Luke's Peep Show. He used to do that show, and we had some. I did Luke's Peep Show like about 3 times, but we in Miami, and we had some place. I don't know if it's a hotel, house, I can't remember, but it's a pool, and there's some dudes and some chicks. They in the pool having fun. This music playing, and this dude in the pool, he just keep flowing like gasoline, and I'm like, that nigga could rap. And later on, it turned out to be Trick Daddy.
Trick Daddy Dollars. Trick Daddy, my guy, man. I love Trick Daddy. Yeah, Luke, he paved the way for everybody for Pitt. He paved the way for Pitbull. He put Khaled on the radio first out here on the bigger scale. Butterfuco did it first. But Cool and Dre, they came through Luke. Homeboy who signed Trick Daddy and Trina.
Slip and Slide.
Slip and Slide, they came from Luke.
Mm-hmm. Probably JT Money got a little Luke in him somewhere, some little Luke influence.
Sure. JT Money, that's the, I seen a picture the other day. It was Trick Daddy, JT Money, and Ross. And that's all I had to see in Miami's history,
Yeah, we need that same picture with Luke right there with him.
Yo, that's crazy. All your songs, but the Blow the Whistle.
Yeah.
Right? That shit sampled about 10,000 times. And that gets me. Every time that Blow the Whistle come on, it make me dance and shit. Like,
that's Lil Jon, man. Lil Jon on the production, man. A lot of people don't know that, but Lil Jon made that beat, and he put some special ingredients in that beat, for real.
Yo, that boy Lil Jon, I seen him in the verses when he played that.
Yeah, hey, let me tell you something. I was when I made Blow the Whistle, I was 40 years old. I had already had like 6, 7 platinum albums, had been on all them Jay-Z and Biggie and Snoop Dogg and Lil Kim and Eric Sermon and Scarface and all kind of like stuff, like T.I. I did all this stuff, all kind of stuff. And then at 40 years old, I made the hottest record of my whole career. And I say that just to say hip hop is limitless. I'm telling you, man, what you can do at hip hop. Like I had a whole career. I could have stopped before I blow the whistle and just had enough accolades to be like popping my collar for the rest of my life. And here you at 40, who makes their signature song at 40 after 10 gold and platinum albums? Only in hip hop, bro.
It's hard, and a good friend of mine recently told me anything is possible. And so I was arguing with a friend of mine about something, and he hit me with the anything is possible. And that motherfucker broke down the wall in the argument because I gotta be honest, anything is possible.
Hey man, one of the greatest hip hop stories in the world is the last few days of Remy Ma being locked down to the first few days of Remy Ma getting out and then coming with all the way up. Like, come on, man, to go from a cell to all the way up, that's got to be the greatest comeback in the hip hop.
Nah, it
That's got to
really
be the greatest
is.
comeback. Got
It
to be.
really is. And she got more money than me, short. For some reason, they pay the females more.
She probably went and got them makeup endorsements and just murdered the game. I see them boots and stuff she be wearing. She got paid for sure.
Yo, my
But
sister went and bought a house cash recently, like some big shit.
that's
Indoor pool.
that's the Fat Joe influence, though, man. You just you grabbed on just the minute coming out, man, and put it right back in the game. That's love, bro. But I've seen so many rappers try to come back from sitting down doing time, and they ain't no get back,
They
man.
didn't even catch the flow right.
Ain't no get
Their
back.
voice don't sound the same.
I don't know, but hey, you got the formula, though, bro. That's what they was asking me earlier. They said, what are you doing different now? To stay in the game. I was like, if I was Heinz making ketchup, you don't change the formula. You just keep making ketchup. Everybody else making mustard. We on that ketchup.
You know what we say? We call it the Big Mac. So somebody said, describe me who you are. And I said, I'm the Big Mac. And they said, what do you mean? I said, you never asked McDonald's how old they are. You just know that the Big Mac is good. And you go to McDonald's and you order a fucking Big Mac. You
Same Big Mac from 40 years
ago. You order it
ago.
when you was 15. You order it when you 30. Let me get a Big Mac. The shit work. Don't change it.
So yeah, I got the formula, man. You got the formula. Big up to all the OGs that's surviving the game and winning, and big up to all the youngsters who get it. Like, it's a bridge in hip hop that people keep trying to test us and keep trying to burn it down. But I respect my little young homies out there getting money. Like, you don't gotta make every song so that I would like it, so that hip hop. Make the song that your fans like. Get your money, bruh. And then at the same time, this ageism in hip hop, I keep preaching against it because I got a lot of OGs around me going,
It's a fact.
man, all that new stuff is whack. And I got a lot of young homies around me going, man, y'all OGs don't know nothing, man, y'all get out the way. But I'm like, for one, respect the young homies for getting money. For two, you wish you could be an old school rapper like me. You wish you could rap at the age of 14, 15 and still be doing it at 54 years old. You wish that you could have this career. So I respect that. I'm just saying both sides, man. Just understand this is hip hop, this is our thing. It's a multi-billion-dollar industry. You can get rich doing what we do. So,
Short, what happened to me was one time, you remember they used to do those seminars like How Can I Be Down or Jack the Ripper?
Jack the Rapper.
And one time I went to one as a fan before I even rapped. And they had the OGs on there. They were just turning into OGs. So they're a little bit younger than me and you are, right? Mm-hmm. And so, but they were like, like 21 Savage.
On that level.
Travis Scott, all of this is their time. Fat Joe's the OG now. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah. So they were the OGs, but they were the legends. I can't tell you who because I don't want to disrespect, but the biggest you could think of. And I heard somebody in the audience say, yo, such and such, what do you think about the leaders of the new school? Right? That's when leaders in the new school first came out.
Busta Rhymes, yeah.
And I heard the Busta Rhymes in them. And I heard one of the OGs say, y'all don't know what these young niggas is doing, man. That shit whack to me. I don't know this. It hurt my heart. Mm-hmm. Because I looked at him and what I said, and I love him to this day, the person who said it. And I worship him. But I remember the first thing I said was, yo, these old niggas is mad. That's what I said sitting in the chair. I was about 17, 18. And I was like,
Yeah.
yo, these old niggas is mad, man.
Yeah,
And
get mad.
so I always told myself when I got in the game, don't never disrespect these young kids because you was like that before too. And and don't sound like the old hating ass nigga. Big them up. Any kid that's out here working ain't sticking your mother or your aunt up at the gas station.
And you can't underestimate that ladder of success, that ladder you climb on the way up. Nobody stays at any level at all times. You go up, down, medium, you know what I'm saying? And man, I tell you, I've been in this game long enough to see scrubs in the mailroom become top-notch executives, to see dudes peddling demos to become mega platinum stars. I've seen it all, man. I dealt with cats, man. I respect. Like I'm gonna tell you, a lot. There's a lot of stories like this, but like a cat like David Banner coming up to Atlanta. I'm in Atlanta at the time. David Banner pull up. He promoting himself. He out there. You know, he a young dude. I see his hustle, and I go, I like young homies hustle, man. I do a record with him. No charge. I'm platinum, multi-platinum. I do a record with him, just a homie. I just like this swag. Later on, he becomes David Banner, and David Banner got some dope production. He always goes, short dog, man, I got you, man. You fucked with me when nobody fucked with me. I got you. Same thing
Well,
with T.I.
that's the whole Drake, Rick Ross,
Yeah.
thing. Like, you know, Rick Ross is the only guy who can get Drake on any song in the universe. In fact, Drake sends him songs. Like when Rick
for the
Ross is
love.
fake retired, Drake can send him 2 new ones. Like, yo, get on it, bro. Because Rick Ross embraced him when he was coming up in the game and he wasn't big yet, and showed him love while he was on fire. And Drake never forgot that.
So yeah, man, don't forget that part of the game, man. I see a lot of cats get to that level of success and just shit on the little people. I'm like, bro, you can't talk bad to dude bringing the water to your room. Just show him a little, you know, you don't know what this brother do behind the scenes. You don't know who he roll with. You don't know who he about to be. You know what I'm saying?
That's crazy. That's the shit I was saying earlier. And you never know because regimes change. So that guy in the mail room, the guy in the cubicle, don't walk past them like they ain't nobody. You never know when they the next big one to go. And they turn around and be like, yo, Fat Joe, you showed me love when I wasn't nobody. Or Fat Joe, guess what? One time when I was interning in the studio, you bought Taco Bell for everybody. Or you bought some Popeyes for everybody. They appreciate that shit right there. The verses, you, E40 is going down in a major way, and all of us is gonna be there for that.
Yeah, they told us we can only do 20 songs each, man. I'm like, that's gonna be a hard task to just narrow down to 20. But we're gonna do something, man. I watched all the verses. I seen just about all of them, and we're gonna add a little bass swag to it, some shit talking, some entertainment, like, you know, special E42 short type, and then we're gonna do a lot of education too. We're gonna tell you a story that you might not have known about this bass shit. So, you know,
the Bay Area, we want to shout out Shock G, Money B, Mac
MC
Dre,
Hammer. Yeah.
Who's a real one? Everybody from the Bay, Chewy Gomez, Vaughn.
I talked to Chewy today, yeah.
Chewy, Vaughn, shout out my brother Ghazi from Empire. The whole Bay Area, man. What the Bay has done for hip hop, it's been amazing. And you are correct. Sway and Tech.
My guys, man. For real. So yeah, we really want to just enlighten some folks, man. We want to entertain you and educate you at the same time. So if you tap in, expect a great show, because we're gonna put it on, man.
Nah, we tapped in, my brother. We love you too, Short. Thank you so much for doing this for us. We love you, my brother.
Joe.
Living legend, icon. If they invented another word higher than icon, that would be you, my brother.
I see you in the MIA, man. I'm coming to Miami, bro.
All right, my brother. One love, Short.
All right.
Yo, man, that's too short, and you don't know who the fuck I know, man. Too short, boy. Living legend.